Good morning from a beautiful foggy day here at Yellowstone National Park.
It's really funny. So basically we had heard the weather was going to be foggy in the morning and then like rainy and stormy. Like the whole day wasn't going to be very nice. So we were expecting it. But when we woke up this morning, we had this beautiful sunrise at the campground, which is quite a bit south from where we are right now. So we were like, oh, maybe it'll be a decent day.
Yeah.
And then as we drove more north, things took a turn. And it's very foggy.
Yeah, we intended to get up for the sunrise, but we slept in a little bit because we figured it wouldn't be decent. But then I peeked out the window and it's beautiful, like delicate shades of pink and blue. And I'm like, dang it. And so then we were like, oh, maybe today will be all right. So we headed up here and then it just got worse and worse.
Yeah, so normally I would be kind of upset. Like, oh man, like this is our one chance to see some of this stuff for a while. But it's actually just really funny. Because when you live in the Pacific Northwest for a while, you get very used to this happening to you. Like it'll be so nice in Seattle, then you'll go to the mountains and it'll be so fogged out. So this is kind of a very accurate depiction of what our life has been like. So we're hoping we can salvage this vlog, but I don't know. We're going to see what happens today. It might just be a
episode.
I don't know. So anyways, we're at the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone, which, to be honest, and we kind of feel dumb admitting this, we didn't really know about before researching Yellowstone.
Who knew?
Yeah, we had seen the photos of like this beautiful waterfall in this canyon, but we didn't really know the name or much about it.
Yeah.
So I have some stats to share since we can't really show you much of it. So it is 20 miles long and it's about 1,000 feet deep and it's 1,500 to 4,000 feet wide. So pretty cool canyon. It's like this kind of like a lighter tan color and it has this gorgeous waterfall. So you might be able to hear the waterfall behind us, but
the fog's kind of clearing up in this immediate area right here, so
it kind of comes in and out. So we'll see what we can show you guys, but I don't know. It's just kind of a funny morning.
Take what we can get.
But one cool thing that happened this morning is we had our first like bison traffic jam.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty cool. Oh wow! You can see it!
Cool.
The day has been salvaged! Wow! This is cool! So at the canyon, you can go on either side of it, and they have different lookout points. We are on the more northern side of it, I think, and we're at lower lookout of the falls, and we took this little trail down, and it actually, I thought it was just like a walk to an overlook, but it's a bit more of a trek, but you can see the waterfall!
This waterfall is insane.
It is massive.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be this huge. I didn't do a whole lot of research, but it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it kind of reminds us a little bit of the Snoqualmie Falls in Washington, but in a canyon instead of the forest. It's just beautiful. And there's so many lookout points you can go to, but this lower lookout point that we're at, or whatever it's called, does require a bit of a hike down. But this is, I feel like, will probably be the best view.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else there is, but
you get pretty close to it, so
pretty
it's
dang
awesome.
Just a hop and a skip down the road is the Grand View, and I must say, it's pretty grand.
It's awesome. So the other viewpoint was of the waterfall, and then this one's looking the other direction to see more of the actual canyon with the river flowing between it.
Snaking through it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
This is cool. This, honestly, it's not as big as the Grand Canyon, obviously, but I kind of think it rivals it in views.
Yeah.
The fog's just adding like a cool element. I don't know. This morning has really turned around.
I don't know. This one's quickly rising in my canyon rankings. We know some canyons, so Palo Duro.
Yeah, this one's awesome.
Another grand one, so.
Unfortunately, we don't have time to explore the South Rim, but if you do have time, we recommend checking out both sides. We hear they're both awesome and they have slightly different views, but we're on a bit of a time crunch today, as usual, it seems like. But our next stop is this place about 30 minutes away called Tower Fall. We made a very quick stop at Tower Fall, which is a 132-foot waterfall, and it's named Tower Fall because of these like really jagged rocks that are called the towers that are like right behind it, right where the water starts to fall over.
Yeah, it's really cool and unique, those towers, and it's only 150 yards to the overlook, so it's a quick stop to stretch your legs.
Yeah, quick and easy.
We're back on the road and we're on the hunt for more bison.
We are driving in this area called Lamar Valley right now, which is one of the two valleys. I think the other one's called Hayden Valley, where you have a very high percentage chance to see bison. And from photos I've seen and from friends that have been here, you can sometimes see tons of bison. They all cross the road and stuff. I don't know if we'll get that lucky, but I think after yesterday's bison experience, that's okay. But we're hopeful we'll see something. Has no head because his head was turned.
That was awesome. We saw at least 50 bison. Didn't even have to go very far in. As soon as we got around some of the curves and over the Yellowstone River, they were like right there. Some of them were like right next to the road and crossing the road.
It was really cool. And we got to the Lamar Valley sign and we had already seen a ton of bison and we didn't see many beyond that, so we just kind of turned around. So I'm not even sure if we were in the Lamar Valley, but if you go down the road towards it, you're guaranteed to at least see some. They may not be super close, but you'll see some for sure.
We're now stuck in a traffic jam because two coyotes just crossed the street and you could kind of see them in the bottom of the hill. They were like playing with each other, like running through. It was awesome.
So Mammoth Hot Springs is this massive hot spring with travertine formations, and there's like an upper and a lower area. We parked by the lower area, and it's I think the more iconic area. So it's like this kind of like pink and white, like stair step look, and it's steamy, and it kind of almost looks like it has like icicles or something on it. It's really cool looking.
Yeah, it's really unique. And I saw in the visitor center yesterday an exhibit that visitors to the park in the early 1900s, they would like dip their souvenirs in the spring because it like would leave a coating of the travertine on it. Like they would dip knives and all kinds of stuff.
There's like a horseshoe or something.
Yeah.
And the knife said like 1914 or something crazy on there. So this is definitely one of the more touristy parts of the park. At least when we got here, there was like a tour bus of people, and so it was kind of one of those like having like to shove and one of kind of like the Disney World experience we said yesterday. But I think like that pink stair step area is kind of where most people stop, but there's all these boardwalks all around.
It's cool.
And
you can walk all around it.
Like it's lightening up a bit, but it's starting to rain on us. So I think that might be why people are like not coming out here. But I will say, we thought it was going to rain all day, and it waited till our last stop. So thanks, Mother Nature. It's kind of cool in the rain. Yeah, it's kind of fun. Rain's coming down a good bit. Everyone's wearing rain jackets, so I guess we missed the memo. It is awesome here, and we definitely did not get to explore everything.
The rain's coming down, we're pretty wet, and we're rolling out.
And that is a wrap on both Yellowstone and Wyoming. We have had an awesome little over a week here, from spending time in the Laramie area to Grand Tetons to Yellowstone. It's honestly just blown me away.
Yeah, I'm pretty upset with myself that I haven't been here before in my life. It's incredible here.
Yeah, if you haven't been to Wyoming, definitely check it out, because I grew up not really knowing what was here, to be honest, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not getting here sooner. It's a really like diverse state.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not, there aren't a ton of huge towns, and we really like that small town feel, so I don't know, we just really enjoyed it.
For sure.
So we went to 2 national parks while we were here, Grand Tetons and Yellowstone, and going into this last week, we had thought we would like Grand Tetons better, but Yellowstone really took us by surprise too. So we thought we'd share some like pros and cons for each one. We definitely recommend going to both, but we just thought we'd share our perspective on both, since people seem to be like Team Teton or Team Yellowstone. So Grand Teton, I don't know, what would you say? I think the pro was that it was near Jackson.
It's near Jackson. It has like the more iconic like mountain shots and some more like iconic like of the Mormon Road, things like that. So some iconic photos. What else do you have?
We love the mountains, so it's always hard to compete with the mountains. And also, it had a lot of good boondocking spots, so we were able to just park in the woods every single night, didn't have to pay, pretty much always had decent cell phone service, and they could use our hotspots to get Wi-Fi. So I really liked that aspect of the Grand Tetons.
It's smaller, so it's easier to get to like some of the main attractions and to get to some more like kind of not hidden gems, but more accessible places. So
yeah. Also, I will say, though, we didn't get to explore that much of it. Yeah. So that's one thing we're kind of kicking ourselves for is it was just, our first few days on the road, and we were still trying to figure out the balance between, like, work and fun. Yeah. So we didn't get to do as much as we wanted to there, so we're definitely going back.
For sure.
Yellowstone, as we have said multiple times, has just, like, surprised us by how awesome it is. Going into it, I mean, we knew of a few of the famous things, but I don't know. I loved it. I think really the only con is that it's not near like a town. It's
not near anything, yeah.
You have to, like, when you come into Yellowstone, you're pretty much in Yellowstone, and there's really not any cell phone service, so just keep that in mind. But the pros, it was just so diverse.
It's like you have a lot of the like quintessential like American things. Like I feel like the Mammoth Hot Springs is like a classic American thing. Same thing with
like Old Faithful.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like seeing like bison everywhere. Yeah. It was just like
I feel like you have a high chance at both, but an even higher chance of seeing wildlife at Yellowstone.
Yeah. So it just took us by surprise, and it was unlike anywhere I've ever been, at least.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, seeing all those like hot springs and the geysers, I've never seen anything like that. I kept feeling like
you said, it's so
planet.
Diverse. Yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't discussed which one's our favorite yet. Adam, what was your favorite?
Coming into it, I thought I would like Tetons the best because I knew more about it and things like that. And so after spending like the amount of time we spent here and the experiences we got, I think I'm still gonna lean towards Tetons just because it's right next to Jackson and it's more accessible to get to some of the things. It's easier to get stuff and it's easier to boondock, and this kind of like with a van life kind of shade to it. But yeah, I think I'm going to give the edge to Tetons myself.
All right. Normally we agree on things, but that's okay. So I would say Yellowstone, only because it was just so diverse. Like we saw waterfalls, geysers, hot springs, like there were even mountain views. So for me, I love places that you get so many different perspectives, and maybe had we explored the Grand Tetons more, we would have gotten to see more things. But I loved the Grand Tetons, don't get me wrong. I don't think we did it justice, but I really loved Yellowstone. I thought I almost thought it was going to be overrated, but I've been in awe the entire time.
Yeah, no, I give both 10 out of 10. I mean, if you haven't been, you have to come.
Yeah, go to both.
Just come to the state and just wander around. It's awesome.
So we are about to head out of Wyoming. We are off to Montana now for just a couple days on our way to Washington, and we're pretty pumped because we've never been to Montana either.